Peace, peace, everyone. This is Sunny. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, I appreciate that you came back. Welcome to my reality. Let me first start off by saying, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, my Cash App is in the banner. Supporting the channel um, in a monetary way helps me to bring content to you on a more full-time basis. It helps me, to kind of free up some time to do so. However, if you also would still like to support, you can definitely like and subscribe to the channel. Liking the content lets YouTube know that I am bringing you relevant content that you're interested in. And it also helps me get out to other people that would be interested in the same topics as well. All right. So today's topic is spirit spouses. Now, I don't get nervous or anything like that because this is completely a real thing. Um, there are, several situations that, you could have a spirit spouse. I will talk to you today about 10 tips, 10 tips on how you would know if you have a spirit spouse, as well as 10 different ways that you could combat or address the spirit as well. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys heard um, the interview that Tiffany Haddish was on, and she was speaking about when she is sleeping, her quote unquote husband comes through. She doesn't know who this person is, who this man is. She doesn't see a face, but she says, "Oh, he does everything I like." Okay? What Tiffany is experiencing and describing is a spirit spouse. Spirit spouses, just to give you a little bit more insight before we get started, spirit spouses normally are inherited through your mother's bloodline. And it also can be inherited other ways, but it's mainly through your mother's bloodline. So it just all depends. As we get into the 10 ways that you know if you have a spirit spouse, as well as the tips to get through it, see if a few of these identify with you. You'd be surprised how many it will resonate with you. All right. So let's start with the ten signs that you have a spirit spouse. The first sign is you have an unexplained obsession with someone. I mean, honestly, a unshakable obsession or infatuation, okay, with a person. Now keep in mind, when you think about a person, it alerts the other person that you were thinking about them and vice versa. This could be an ex, it could be someone that is a crush, something of that sort. But most of the time, if you get obsessed and, oh, I really love him and he is so cute and da 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 da, if I was with him or if I was with her, boy, I'm telling you, something like that. It's a little bit more than a crush. It's a more of an obsession. It happens because you know what? We could have a celebrity crush. We could have somebody that we grew up with through high school, whatever the case may be. You'd be surprised. Um, the other thing is repetitive, vivid dreams. Okay, these dreams, um, you're going to have them consistently. I'm not saying every day, but you will experience these. And sometimes they're romantic or intimate dreams involving a particular person. Okay. I mean, honestly, I have to say, I think everybody has had at least one of these dreams. You know what I mean? With the person that you really like, you have a crush on, the mate that you with, whatever the case may be. But it does happen. Um, Now, after you, during the time that you have these frequent dreams, it seems that like these like intimate or romantic dreams, they often leave a deep emotional impact on you. Okay. Meaning, once you start thinking about the person or you have a dream, then you really think about them. Then you kind of really start, liking them, smitten over them. You really start liking a person. You see what I'm saying? It's not a regular dream about a crush or something. These are much more um, deep, deeper. The next way you know that you have a spirit spouse is you have an unusual sexual experience. Now, this is this is when you are experiencing, and it's basically an unexplained physical sensation, and I'm trying to put this nicely, um, or a sexual encounter with this person, but it's in the dream state. Okay. This could be you feeling a physical touch or even an arousal in the absence of a physical partner. Okay. And again, you know, I almost want to say everyone has had something like this. But again, let's just, kind of go on. You've also had an inexplainable kind of like behavioral changes. Meaning, if just say, how can I put this? It's almost like you kind of act out a character. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that if you are really thinking about this person and all of a sudden, just hypothetically say you've been having these dreams, you've already always liked this person, then all of a sudden you're acting totally different because in your mind, that's like your mate in your head. That is something that, kind of is different. When you have a friend or, a family member, they can tell, like, oh, are you dating? And you're like, no, but something like that. It's really, really weird. But let me go on. These are going to be a couple things that's going to come up and kind of hit you. Um, this piggybacks on the other one. All of a sudden, you're going to have some type of emotional shift, meaning that you kind of experience like unexplained mood swings, intense emotions without any type of cause of it, okay? Your emotions seem to fluctuate in response to the presence of this thought of this person or this spirit that is attached to you, okay? And I mean, anybody could say, oh, well, everybody, we all have ebbs and flows, and, our personalities are up and down. Yeah, but this is a little different. You would know when somebody kind of has an attachment like this. The next one is all of a sudden now you change your physical appearance. Okay. Changing your physical appearance meaning um you've lost a lot of weight, you've gained a lot of weight, and it doesn't relate to anything like I got hormonal changes, or I'm sick and I'm losing a lot of weight. It's not like that. It's a lot of highs and lows when you have this type of attachment, because in essence they are controlling you. Okay. Um it's almost like they are influencing a lot of your physical attributes. You see what I'm saying? It's really weird. Now here's another one that may resonate. You have auditory hallucinations. Okay, let me explain what that is. Auditory hallucination means that you're hearing voices or sounds, of course, that other people can't, or it's almost like you hear people communicating like around you. You see what I'm saying? It's very interesting. Now, also in your dreams, a lot of times you may feel that you have a direct line of communication with this spirit spouse. Again, kind of like what Tiffany Haddish said. She said that and I'll insert a clip at one point through the video so you can listen to how she describes this she calls him husband. She don't have a name for him. Again, she don't know what it looks like because he has no face. Seeing a person in the dreams with no face indicates that that is a spirit, and most of the times it's a spirit spouse. Okay, it could be you see the person that you quote unquote like, or you're seeing that you have a baby in your arms with no face. Yes, it is a real thing. You can bore a baby in the spirit realm for this spirit spouse. Okay, hold tight because I'm going to explain to you and tell you how you can get past this. Moving right along. You kind of start socially isolating yourself. You withdraw from social activities, relationships, um, kind of due to the influence that and demands that this spirit has on you. It's almost like, you know what? You might have always liked to go skating, go to the shooting range, go to the gym, whatever the case may be. And all of a sudden, you kind of like, I don't feel like going. I don't understand why I don't. Things of that sort. Um, it's almost like this spirit spouse makes their presence more important than human relationships. Okay. Another is you have an attachment to objects. It's almost like keeping specific objects like talismans or symbols to maintain a connection with the spirit. Now, again, I'm going to go back and check that clip that Tiffany spoke about this spirit spouse. I don't recall her talking about that. Any type of thing that she saw or she remembers in this thing in her dreams about like a symbol or an object, but I will insert a clip at one point. Also, another thing is the last one is you're almost resistant to spiritual help. Now, because it's almost like you're rejecting conventional or religious interventions because this spirit spouse is what they're doing is almost like they are protecting you like a lover would. You know, no, we don't want to invite that in. You know, even though, um, you know, people may say something to you like, hey, you're a little different. What's going on? You'll be reluctant to seek any assistance in addressing the issue. Okay. So now let's go over a few of the tips. These are about 10 tips or so um, to help you identify. First and foremost is seek professional guidance. Okay, consult with a mental health professional or a spiritual advisor who can provide insight and support. You've got to identify if this is truly a mental health issue or a um a spiritual advisor like myself can identify for you if it's a spirit spouse, and they can help you, navigate how to deal with this. Um, any Either one of the professionals can help you just differentiate between a psychological issue, once again, or spiritual beliefs. That is first and foremost, because you'd be surprised how many people have mental health issues, not realizing that it's not a spiritual thing. Okay, that is a very true statement. But again, everything normally ties back to some type of spiritual situation. You could get some spiritual cleansings. Now, I'm a spiritual practitioner, and on my website, www.earthbabebotanica.com, you will find an array of spiritual cleansings. They come in like a tea bag form that you can just put in your bath so that you don't have, herbs all over the bath and get your, tub clogged. Or I also offer what I call shower pours, and they are liquid baths. So it's, a little easier for you to do it. You can do the spiritual, you can do the baths, you can smudge, you can have, you know, work done to clear negative energies. I do that type of work as well. Again, you can always hit my IG, Sunny dot the Earth Babe on IG as well if you'd like to get some work done. Um, and the type of practices that a spiritual advisor can offer to you will help to remove unwanted spiritual influences. Okay. But you've got to understand that it depends on what stage you're in. And that would only be determined by a spiritual advisor to be able to tell you what stage you're in and direct you on which way to go. Now, this is the flip side. During your dream, okay, since you are in your mind fully awake, experiencing different things, you're feeling stuff, you're talking, whatever the case may be, you can kind of set boundaries, establish clear boundaries with this spirit. Okay? Specify what is acceptable behavior and what is not. That's totally up to you how you want to say it or convey what you want to happen or not want to happen. But remember, you may not want to dance and tango with this thing, you know. But again, I say always err on a professional side of this with a spiritual practitioner. Um, Also, you can do now. This is where I come in, or any other spiritual practitioner. You can also do some protection rituals. Now, this is where the real work starts to get done. This is past the spiritual baths, the smudging, um, and things of that sort. This is like next level. You can perform protective rituals or prayers to shield yourself um, from unwanted spiritual interference. Okay, you've got to create a spiritual shield to prevent any further influence. I always direct my clients to it's a specific order that I will give my clients to follow to make sure we can mitigate what's happening. Now, another way you can also try to get past this is if you have some psychological therapy. We're going back to the mental health. Consider therapy to address any underlying psychological issues contributing to the belief in this spirit spouse. You see what I'm saying? Because you never know. You've got to start one at one place or another. Therapy it can help you explore and manage the emotional aspect of the experience. Because again, this may be something that goes back to your childhood. I mean, it's just so many different avenues, you know. Um, Also, again, this is where you can um, get with a spiritual practitioner and try to connect with your positive spirits. Okay. Um, with the proper guidance, you can get with your positive spiritual entities, your spirit guides, um, to kind of, again, get you away from the negative influences to help put your shield and call your ancestors or your ancestors that are warriors to your front line to help protect you, things of that sort. When in doubt, when it comes to a situation like this, I will always, always, always offer my clients protection, different ways to protect themselves. You have to stay protected out here because you never know what you could be experiencing. You know, um, Another way that you could kind of address this would be mindfulness, speak and mindfulness thoughts, and grounding yourself. I mean, if you practice mindfulness and grounding techniques to stay connected to your reality and reduce preoccupation with a spirit, that's going to be helpful as well. I'll give you a couple bonus tips at the end of the video to piggyback off of that. Grounding helps to maintain a strong connection to the physical world. Because, see, unfortunately, in a time like this, in this day and time, with the type of things that's happening, a lot of people just want to check out. You know, if you have any extracurricular things that you do, you drink, you smoke weed, you you know, experience shrooms, stuff like that. Anything that's going to alter your state of mind, it's going to make you disconnect from reality. And that's when a lot of things, can start taking a stronghold. You've got to be careful. A lot of people think, oh, it's okay to, especially if I don't want to drink, especially smoking weed, that's going but remember, that's low vibration, just like drinking is, you know. All of those things carry spirits, and that's almost like the crack in the door. Trust me, something's definitely going to be coming in. Okay. Um, moving right along. The next one is release attachments to objects associated um, with spirit spouse to weaken the connection. Meaning, if you are a person that watches porn a lot, start moving away from that. If you masturbate a lot, start moving away from things like that because that pulls those type of spirits in. You'd be surprised, okay, you're pulling in and not even realizing it. Releasing different things that you do can basically symbolize a desire to break free. Okay. So that's something else to look into as well. Spiritual healing is it can be started to work with a spiritual healer, a shaman, a practitioner to address the spiritual aspects of the issue. Like I said earlier, there are spiritual connections to everything that we have issues with. Always remember that. Again, if you have questions or anything, put those questions in the comment, and we will, I'll try to address them with you, or I'll direct you over to my IG so that we can speak. If you want to be able to set up, 30 minutes time with me, something like that, we can also set that up as well. Um, Spiritual healing can help you remove the attachments and to pretty much spiritually cleanse you. Last but not least, seek community support. There's a group for everything. I'm telling you, there's a million groups on Facebook, IG. There's different people that you can connect with. Um, Talk to others who've experienced these similar situations, and then try to get in support groups or online communities, things of that sort. Sharing your experience and coping strategies can help to reassure you, and also be informative to other people, because again, you're not the only one. Don't think you're alone. You're not the only person that's dealing with this. Now, um again, like I said, once you start seeking out professional help, if you feel you need to get some type of therapy, you can do that as well. Try to seek out a practitioner in terms of trying to figure out, uh, what's going on? Why am I feeling like this? There's no reason why I should be having a dream, about a man or a woman. I'm going through a complete sex act, wake up. Oh, I know I've had sex. I am wet. I felt it, all of that. You know what I mean? That is clear, clear, clear sign that you have a spiritual spouse. Now, let me tell you what these spiritual spouses do. They don't, they're in the spirit realm, they're married to you. Okay. They don't want you talking to nobody else. So you can get into a relationship. However, you may not be able to really stick with anybody. The mate that you have might start experiencing bad nightmares. Something's chasing them, something's fighting them, things of that sort. And even going back to your mother on that side of the bloodline, you might look at all the women in your family have terrible marriages, have broken up several times, single as they get older, things of that sort. Like that's a clear indication. When you have something like this, it's time to stop, step back, and take a look, you know, and really call it for what it is. Now, I will say this. I want you to remember that this is a entity, okay? This is a entity. If you are in the Christian faith, the way to get this out now, like I said, there's different levels to this, okay? If you have a practitioner like myself, spiritual practitioner like myself, that we will divine and make sure we know what's going on, whatever the level is, you may be referred out, meaning you may need to get deliverance, or you may need to go the spiritual route and have an exorcist. I mean, seriously, don't get scared. You know, exorcist meaning you just got to pull it out of you. And it needs to be done face to face, not over the phone, not over a Zoom reading or anything like that. That's something that needs to be, you have your person fly into you. If you're local, you guys meet up, things of that sort, because there's going to be a series of things that need to be done to bring that type of stuff out. Okay, so I know that's like, oh my goodness, like what? But it is. This is very, very real. Um, some people don't understand, it even affects you, like, well, I've been single for so long, or um you feel like you've been in a relationship because you feel, like you're having these feelings when you're sleeping, or touching on, you think it's just so much with it. I would say definitely, if you don't feel it's mental health, you need to seek a spiritual practitioner to be able to help you navigate this, because at the end of the day, you need to know what's going on, how you can get through this, um, and then go from there. Because this can be very intense if you let it continue. Again, this is just to kind of give you a basic insight on spirit spouses. It is nothing to play with. I would not shrug this off. And if you feel that you have at least five or more of these uh, different signs that I gave you, the 10 signs, I would say you need to seek out a spiritual practitioner. Again, my name is Sunny. You can reach me at www.earthbabebotanica.com, and you can set up an appointment with me and we can speak, or leave a comment below and I will get back to you that way. Or you can also hit me on IG, sunny.theearthbabe. So we can definitely try to talk and find out what exactly is going on, and then we can try to get you on the right path to get situated, because it's definitely not normal. Definitely not normal. Don't think it is okay. Um, you've got to be careful of being promiscuous. The porn is a gate, almost like a gateway, opens you up. The drinking, definitely, smoking weed, anything that's going to inebriate you, yeah, you're opening that door wide for everything to come in. So, again, if you have any questions or comments, or you can say, hey, I've been through this, raise your hand. Go ahead and comment it below. I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to support the channel. Also, you can also support via Cash App that's running across the screen on the banner. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you back soon. Take care.